Let me tell you something most people will never understand. Money doesn't come to people who chase it. It runs. The harder you chase it, the faster it escapes you. Like a shadow in the night, the more desperate you are, the poorer you remain. You think you're hustling, you think you're grinding, but in reality, you're begging for success. And money doesn't respond to begging. It responds to power. You think you're chasing money because you're hungry, because you want more out of life. But the truth is, you're chasing because you believe you don't have enough. You feel like you're behind, like time is running out. And that energy, that fear, it's killing your results. You ever notice how the ones who already have money, they never seem to chase it? They move slow, calm, calculated. They attract money. It comes to them because they've mastered something most people never learn. Money flows to power, not to panic, not to noise, not to effort, but to calm, composed value. You think you need more effort, but what you really need is more leverage, more clarity, more presence. Look around you. Everyone's in a race. Everyone wants the bag. Everyone's building something, but most of them are broke. Most of them are invisible. And here's the kicker. Most of them will stay that way because they chase money instead of becoming the kind of person money chases. The people who actually win, they're not hustling 18 hours a day hoping someone notices. They're building something so valuable, so undeniable, that money has no choice but to knock on their door. They're not in every room. They don't reply to every DM. They're not loud. They're focused, silent, dangerous. Let me ask you this. Would you rather be someone who chases opportunity or someone who is the opportunity? Because the truth is, you attract what you are. And if you're constantly chasing, you're telling the world, I'm not enough yet. I need something outside me to feel valuable. And that's exactly why you're stuck. You want to be wealthy? Stop chasing. Start building. Build your skill set, build your network, build your character, build your leverage. That's what wealthy people do. They're not desperate for the next dollar. They're planting seeds that grow into forests. You're chasing fruit. They're cultivating trees. And that's the difference. You're trying to get paid this week. They're positioning themselves to get paid for decades. You want to impress people on social media. They're designing systems that work while they sleep. You want to be noticed. They want to be unignorable. You know what's crazy? Most of you aren't even chasing money. You're chasing validation. You want the house, not because it makes sense, but because it proves something to your parents. You want the car, not because you love cars, but because it makes your old classmates feel small. That's not power. That's insecurity wrapped in luxury. That's ego pretending to be ambition. And guess what? Money hates insecurity. It runs from it. But when you stop chasing, when you get focused, when you commit to building instead of begging, when you move with purpose and calm and patience, that's when money comes. That's when people start calling you. That's when deals start landing in your inbox. That's when your name gets mentioned in rooms you're not even in. Because the world can feel it. Real power doesn't chase. It attracts. You want to be rich? Start acting like you already are. Not by flexing. Not by faking. But by thinking long term. By controlling your time. By moving like someone who has options. Because people with money, they don't rush. They don't panic. They don't beg. They create. They position. They dominate. Here's the part nobody wants to hear. Most of you are addicted to the chase. Because chasing gives you an excuse. It gives you a reason to keep trying. It keeps you busy so you don't have to face the truth. You're afraid of actually arriving. Because once you arrive, you have no excuse left. You either win or you were never built for this. And that's scary. So instead, you chase. You keep saying, I'm working on it. I'm getting there. One day. But that day never comes. Because deep down, you're comfortable with the chase. It feels safe. It feels familiar. But let me ask you this. How long are you going to keep chasing? How many years will you waste being busy, but broke? If you want to change your life, change your energy, change your focus, change your strategy. Stop asking, how can I get paid right now? Start asking, how can I become the kind of person that money cannot ignore? Build systems, build skill, build power. Let the desperate ones chase. Let the amateurs grind for pennies. You build the machine. Because the moment you stop chasing and start becoming is the moment everything changes. Money doesn't come to people who chase it. It comes to those who build, who wait, who strike at the right time. You don't need to be the loudest in the room. You need to be the one they can't stop watching. So build yourself into someone they can't ignore, and let the money do the chasing. If this hit you, it's time to stop moving like everyone else and start thinking like a boss.